I've always held, I think that film looks way better than digital anyway, genuinely. You can do, like, you can edit digital to look like whatever, and okay, yeah, with the power of editing, you can make it look better because you can do literally anything to it. You can alter every pixel to any color, right? Okay. But if you're just taking a digital pic versus a film pic, I think that by and large, you're going to get better, a more textured photograph, literally and, you know, figuratively out of film. That's one of the reasons why film all looks the same these days. Modern digital cameras used in Hollywood have their settings are set so that they take in as much light as possible, so they have the most raw information to work with. But what you're supposed to do is then like apply color grading and darken appropriately so that you get like a nice moody lighting that fits the scene. But they don't do that because the standard like they just accept the like, well, everything's gonna look washed out and gray all the time, you know? Okay, Quentin Tarantino, he's right, he's correct. It's crazy how like Technicolor looked so fucking good, and it was literally just film, like the chemicals they dyed the film strips in. It was like, it looked so good. There's a reason why people like looking at these older films, and it's because they had so much more personality in their lighting and color, because they made deliberate and purposeful and artistically interesting choices to like the way they framed everything. And nowadays it's like, no, we have a giant $50 million camera that just takes everything in and makes it look gray. This is a boomer take. It's true. It's just true. A lot of films these days just look washed out and gray. Go watch like a modern, I don't know, blockbuster film or whatever, and pay attention. In many of them, there's no black point. In many of the shots, there is no point in the shot that is black, that has no light, that is just solid black. Everything gets grayed out because they're trying to preserve as much visual information. Dude, get over yourself. Are you attempting to troll me, to like upset me by probing my sincere interest in the subject? Because it's working. You're hurting my feelings a lot. I'm going to deal with this in the way that makes me feel the best. There we go. Okay. All right, I feel better now. Okay. That's on mute. I mean, it is true. Yeah, it's not a boomer take. You can literally talk to like film students. This is what I mean. It's like the modern phenomena. I like this image entitled Marvel Movie Ugly 2. Like shit like this, where it's like just everything's gray all the time. Like there's never any interesting color composition, or, you know, here's somebody trying to do a fan edit. Look at the difference between the top and the bottom. Look at how in the bottom everything is gray, or sorry, the top everything is gray, and the bottom it's a little bit better. It's a superhero movie, damn it. Like, look at that. And even the bottom doesn't look that good because they're kind of working with shit, you know? They're putting lipstick on a pig. But like, it looks better. It's crazy. Look up Wes Anderson so we have a modern... Every time I Google Budapest Hotel to provide an example shot, I feel like someone's going to make fun of me for going for the obvious example. But I don't know, like, yeah. Wes Anderson is a played out example to people who are on film Twitter or whatever. But if all you've seen is Marvel movies, and then you see any Wes Anderson film, you know, the difference is pretty stark. Barbie had good use of color. They were making choices. Dune 2, yeah, I mean, yes, the Dune films are beautiful, 100%, yeah. Was Barbie made with film and not digital? No, okay, be clear. I'm not saying digital can't look good. I'm pretty sure Barbie was digital. It's just that in a lot of digitally shot films, they don't do anything interesting with the digital film that they get. They just shoot it to take in as much information as they can, and then they don't do... The whole point of that style of shooting things digitally is that you get the information you can to work with it, so you can play around with it, and from scene to scene you can like make alterations, you know? But a lot of movies don't do that. If you make the decisions, if you make the choices, then digital can be great. I still think there's a particular texture to film, though, that just looks different, you know? There's just a style to it. It's okay. Why shoot something digitally and then spend $100 million making it, you know, look like film when you could have just shot on film. Dune is all gray, chat. Shut the fuck up. Dune is not all gray at all? A lot of Dune is grayed out when you're on Arrakis because you're on a blighted desert planet surface. Dune is a very visually interesting film. Compositionally, color-wise, Dune is orange. They weren't literally saying Dune is gray. They were saying that it was washed out. But, like, the scenes that are washed out are the ones on the surface of Arrakis, which is a deliberate choice, not just them being lazy. Yes, Poor Things is very pretty. This survivorship bias is insane. There are tons of old movies with boring aesthetics that we just don't remember. When did I say all old movies look better than all new movies? Why? Why do you hear different things than what I say? Why can't you... Wouldn't it be easier to respond to the things that I say rather than to other imaginary things that I didn't say? Oh, so you hate waffles. New Vaush media take dropped. Only in this community of degenerate contrarians could a take like, I think a lot of modern digitally shot films look gray and washed out, be controversial. Fuck you guys. North by Northwest is all washed out. If you're just gonna say shit, I'm just gonna ban shit. Does that sound fair? Does that sound fair to you? Would that be like a good exchange? Like you can just say shit and I can just click random lengths of time under the ban tab on your thing? What do you like? What sounds good to you? Jesus Christ. There's a negative, there's like a opportunity cost to the shit you say. You could have contributed something insightful, but instead you chose to lessen the discourse. You're weakening it. You're the weak chain. You're the weak link in the chain. That being said, sure, give me an excuse to Google North by Northwest because it's a very pretty film. They just don't make it like this anymore. And I mean that literally, in the sense that the techniques that they used for film development back then are different to what we use now. Like, we could make it like that. I think it looks nice. Who watches movies from before they were born? Come on. It's North by Northwest. It's maybe like one of the 5 most famous movies from before the... That was a joke, Vaush? How am I supposed to know? How would I know? You guys are just like that. You know, if I remember my Die Workwear Twitter threads correctly, our main man here actually dressed himself for North by Northwest. Like, all the clothing that he wears is just his clothing. They didn't have... they didn't have a costume department for him. He just had suits that were already tailored for him. You want to know what they don't make like they used to? Fucking men's tailoring, man. God damn, that looks good. That looks really good. Look at how freely they can move in their suits because suits were tailored for more slack. See the movement in the shoulder right here? Like this guy, like they were all leaning around all over the place and they can do it in their suits, you know? Some men's suits nowadays still look quite nice. No. Nah. Basically everyone, the tailoring is essentially a lost art outside of like niche auteur fashion circles and like Southeast Asia. Men's like suit tailoring, it's just not a thing that's practiced anymore. The tailors are all gone. They're dead. Southeast Asia looks inside Japan. Shows what you know. Hong Kong and South Korea both have incredibly vibrant tailoring scenes. Yeah, you thought I was just referring to Japan this time, huh? Nope, not this time. Don't forget Italy. Trust me, I didn't.